How does deindividuation affect group conformity? Imagine being in a crowd where you suddenly feel like you're not yourself anymore. That strange feeling is what psychologists call deindividuation. It happens when people lose their sense of personal identity in a group setting. When you're anonymous, you tend to care less about what makes you unique and more about fitting in. This change can make you act differently than you normally would. A group, especially a large one, social cues become less clear. Without clear signals, people often follow the group's lead more strongly. If the group encourages kindness, deindividuation can boost helpful actions. But if the group promotes aggression, it can lead to destructive behaviors. Think about a riot or a mob. Individuals might do things they would never consider alone. This is because deindividuation reduces self-control and makes people more responsive to the group's norms. There's an interesting twist from the social identity model of deindividuation effects, or SIDE. It suggests that instead of losing identity, people switch from their personal sense of self to a social identity. They see themselves mainly as part of the group, which makes them more likely to follow the group's expectations. So, if the group is aggressive, individuals conform to that behavior even more. If the group is kind and cooperative, the same shift can lead to positive actions. Experiments have shown how powerful this effect can be. For example, in studies where participants thought they were anonymous, they were more likely to shock others if they believed it was what the group wanted. When they saw themselves in a mirror, making them more self-aware, they acted more responsibly. Another experiment involved people blindfolded and told they were pulling a rope with others. When they thought they were alone, they pulled harder. When they believed they were part of a group, they exerted less effort, showing how deindividuation can make people conform to the group effort, even if it means slacking off. From a quirky science point of view, deindividuation shows how the human mind can switch off its usual checks and balances. It's like a switch that turns off your sense of personal responsibility and turns up the volume on the group's influence. This can lead to bizarre outcomes, like people acting in ways they normally wouldn't because the group's identity takes over. Understanding this helps explain phenomena like online trolling, mob behavior, or even how crowds can turn violent or kind. If we want to encourage positive group behavior, increasing individual awareness can help. Simple things like name tags or mirrors can remind people of their personal identity, reducing harmful conformity. In the end, deindividuation shows us how fragile our sense of self can be when we're in a crowd. It makes us more likely to follow the group's norms, whether they are strange, kind, or even dangerous. This is why understanding how deindividuation works is so important for managing group behavior and promoting better social interactions.